address something that I know I struggled with in the beginning, and that was how to manage what most people say time. And right now we're writing a book, and we're focusing on how time management is really solely based on how you manage yourself. And I know with you being in the PR industry, it gets very hectic, and even in any industry or business opportunity, life itself, it gets really busy, and it's really how you manage your life, because business and a career is just one aspect of life. It's not your entire life. So really how you manage...
And it's good to keep that in mind.
Yeah, how you manage yourself kind of reflects how you will manage your time going into entrepreneurship. And
yeah, I mean, I struggle with it every single day of my life. It's like I have to figure out balance is so hard. And I mean, it's especially, you know, I have my daughter, and you want to balance being a good mom, a good, you know, wife, a good daughter, and a friend, a business. I mean, it's hard. It's really hard to balance it. And once you're in your own business, it's like, yes, you want all this freedom, and you're so excited, and then all of a sudden you're like, crap, you know, what do I do? I mean, you know, so I have several things about that. One is, I think in the morning, if you work out of the house, a lot of entrepreneurs start with working out of their house, and I think it's the best thing ever. You know, get ready. Just make yourself feel good, because I think what happens a lot of times, you know, the better you feel, you're going to be more
produced.
And I think a lot of times it's so great to be in your PJs and sweats all day. You can work, you know, no one would know. But it's really, you don't want to get into that, because then all of a sudden it's just like, So I think, you know, to always just feel presentable. But gosh, you do need structure, and it's important to do it. And for me with PR, you know, we've got clients. So say I have 5 clients. I need to be able to dedicate an even amount of time to each of those clients each day. So I kind of have a sticky note on my desk of just the things I need to handle for, you know, so I'll list my clients. I even will put, sometimes when life's hectic, I even put my daughter's name in there. It's like, I need to remember to, you know, sit down with her for 30 minutes and read tonight, like just before the day's over, you know? Or maybe it's 30 minutes of like cleaning your house. It just, you kind of have to structure it out. You know, life happens, and you've got days that are just crazy, but I think having a planner or having a list, you've just got to keep it structured, you know, because you don't have a boss to go to. I mean, essentially your clients may be your boss, or, you know, but you've got to just keep it, you've got to make your own structure. It's hard. It's hard.
Stick with it. That's, you know, no one's there kind of holding you accountable, so that's where the commitment comes in. If you really want to see results, then you got to be committed to doing the thing you said you're going to do when you don't want to really do it.
Because you have to motivate yourself. I mean, there's no one there doing it for you. And then you have to motivate your employees, and, you know, it's, so whatever it is for you, maybe it's, you know, reading the Bible every morning. I mean, Samantha and I will read, you know, just our little one-day thing, and that inspires us. Or maybe it's, I go on Pinterest and I find quotes that I love, and I read them, but they're almost instilled in my head because I did it. And so that helps me. Whatever it is, maybe it's just, you know, working out every morning. I need to put that on my list. But, you know, I always say, like, it helps. You just go walk around your block, you know. I mean, you just have to keep whatever it is that will motivate you and inspire you is what you need to keep in front of you.
Absolutely. And one of the things you went back kind of to social media with Pinterest, and how that's helped you. And social media is a great platform for, I believe, women in the startup phase, and it can be used as a good public relations tool. However, sometimes what I've noticed is that women, when they're starting off, they still kind of want to post and do things that they did prior to starting a business. And as an entrepreneur, you're the brand, you're the face, you're the everything in the beginning, until the brand kind of, you know, does its own thing. So can you talk about how to really use that platform, that social media platform, to build the public relations in a positive way, and to be really careful with some of the things that they post out, because it is a reflection of them and the brand.
Absolutely, and I notice, I pick up on all that because I'm in PR. It's a fine line. It's really a fine line that you do not want to go over. And you know, I never really thought about, I mean, because when I started my business, it was kind of like when social media was just kind of starting. But, you know, I think first of all, you need to define, is the brand your face or is it the brand?
Yeah.
So depending on what that is, you know, I now do some like TV segments, and so my face has been out there a little bit more, but as a PR firm, it's about my clients.
Yes.
You know, and then even with the clients, it's like, Timothy Olson's one of our clients. So, you know, he's this amazing interior designer. He's got showrooms all over the world. And he doesn't get out here, but it'd be like if the manager of the store, if it was all about him, that wouldn't be, we don't want that. We want it to be about the store.
Okay.
You know, so I think you kind of need to define if it's about you or if it's about the brand or the pillow or whatever it is. And then, you know, there's so many great books and blogs to read. I would just Google it and look through kind of, you know, how many posts you're supposed to do a week, the timing of them when they're most strong. And then you kind of figure out, is it an article, a link that's strong? Is it a photo? But you definitely, like, I mean, think of it as you're hiring an employee. Yeah. You Google that person's name. Every intern I hire, everyone, I go in there, and even if you're going to go on a date now, you put in their name and to see what the person looks like. And, you know, obviously you don't want like the drunk photos or, you know, even like bikini shots or you
have to be, there's
you want to keep it professional. And of course we, you know, want to show our families, but there's a fine line. And anyways, it's kind of a difficult thing because I think people overdo it a lot. You know, you also don't want to be in front of their face 24/7 and have your followers be annoyed with your brand and you, and they hide you on your Facebook timeline.
We don't want you to get hidden.
No, you don't. But you also, you know, it's such a fine line, and I love Instagram. That's like my favorite. And as much as you do want it about the brand and it's professional, people also want to know you. And it's about that relationship. You know, it's kind of like, who's someone I follow? Let's say Rachel Zoe. Okay, so she's this amazing stylist, and she's got her fashion line and accessories and handbags. And she does, you know, she'll post fashion shows and all of that stuff, which I love. But she also posts some pictures of her kid and her and her husband, you know, at a date night. She does it appropriately, but I feel like I know her.
Exactly.
And you want that, because if I feel like she's a friend and I like her style, then most likely I'll like her business.
Absolutely.
And, you know, even with Pinterest is so interesting. I love Pinterest, and I've got all my boards, and, you know, a lot of them are more businessy stuff, but then I have like, you know, home decorating and kids projects, and I've gotten called on. People have said, you know what, I connected with you and I wanted to talk to you about PR and work with you because I liked your overall style. Wow. So they went on my Pinterest boards, and we have the same, you know, style with clothing, and they're like, I like that girl. Like we get each other. Right. We decorate our homes the same, whatever it is. But they got to know me.
They got to know you.
And then they wanted to talk business. And so I just think it's about how you're going to brand yourself and what you're going to put out there. You just kind of have to do it the right way.
The right way.
You know, I mean, this is kind of silly, but like on Pinterest, I love tattoos. I do. And I've got my board of like tattoo inspirations, and you know, for me, I'm okay with that with my business. Yeah. Most people, you probably wouldn't want to do that. Right. But for me, it really shows, I guess, kind of who I am, and I do have like a grunge side and a ghetto side. And ghetto side. No, I do. Ask my family. Like, my dream car is a pearl Escalade with gold rims. Like, I love it. And, you know, I just, so it's like that. For me, I'm okay with it. Most people, that probably wouldn't be appropriate. Yeah. But, you know, so there's a fine line with it. Yeah. I think if you have no idea and you're starting from scratch, grab a book and read up on it. I mean, they teach college courses now on social media. Really? Yes. I didn't know that. Oh, yeah. I mean, so embrace it. It's part of our life. Mom, it's a part of our life. She doesn't want to embrace it. You need to run a business now. Exactly. And you have to look at Facebook, especially as your website. Yeah. It is.
I just told a good friend of mine that the other day. It is definitely your second or probably your primary, because more people, I think they said like 4 billion people are on Facebook. Wow. And so they're more likely to visit your Facebook page
than your
website.
I've never thought of it like that, but that's so true.
Yeah.
And so
there's your PR.
Yeah, there's your tip. So just make your Facebook page too.
Yeah.
You know, the cover photo, the profile, you know, as cute as your kids are, don't have a picture of your kids as your cover photo. It needs to be your logo or your product. You know, it needs to be very, it needs to be thought out just like your website is.
Absolutely.